Trying to get the most out of Kling but running out of credits before figuring it out? Knowing how to use Kling's settings is important to get the most out of your videos. I've gone through hundreds of credits experimenting with these settings, so you can hit the ground running and not waste any free credits. Today we'll look at the creativity and relevance slider, as well as standard and professional modes. Stick around until the end to see what works best. I've been impressed with what Kling produces so far. Let's see if it holds up to the expectations. Before we get started, let's do a quick overview of the dashboard for those who might be new to Kling. You have options for text to video or image to video, as well as a prompt box. You can choose to enhance creativity or relevance, which we'll play with a bit. You also have an option for professional mode, which is supposed to provide better video quality, prompt adherence, and interpretation. Professional mode also allows for 10-second video generation. There are 3 different aspect ratios to pick from, and you can specify camera movement. Now that we have the essentials down, let's jump into testing. First, let's test the creativity slider in text-to-video mode. This tells the AI how much of its own interpretation to use, which is the creativity side, or how much it should weigh your input via the prompt or starting image, which is the relevance side. Let's see how well it works. The prompt is, a dragon flying in a modern cyberpunk fantasy world. I tested it at full creativity, which is 0 on the slider, half creativity, which is 0.25, half relevance, which is 0.75, and full relevance, which is 1. Finally, leaving the slider in the middle, 0.5, is a balance between the 2 modes, so I consider that our control option. I know that's less than intuitive, so I'll try to keep it clear with labels. Let me know in the comments below if you have questions or want more clarity. Here's the control video. And here are the 4 tests. Alright, now let's try this with a more detailed prompt. This one is a menacing black-skinned alien with piercing red eyes and razor-sharp teeth. The prompt continues with a lengthy description. We'll do this one in professional mode to compare the quality. Remember that professional mode is 35 credits versus 10 credits for standard mode, so it will eat through your credits pretty quickly. Here's the control video. And here are the tests. Also, for comparison, here's what it generated in standard mode. This one is amazing, so I extended it. It does really well with the first extension, but starts losing cohesion with the second. Still, without adding any prompt guidance for those extensions, it's an amazing video. Moving on to some more realistic videos, we have a woman in a vibrant city street taking a selfie with her phone while enjoying a refreshing beverage. Here's the control video in standard mode. And here are the 2 standard mode tests, full creativity and full relevance. Let's compare it to 2 professional mode tests. For another realistic video, we have a breathtakingly detailed vintage steam train. Its copper engine glistens in the bright Andean sunlight, chugging along the rusted railroad tracks on the approach to the Uyuni salt flat. Here's the control video in professional mode. And tests. Compared to the standard mode, I'm impressed with the video quality in all the modes and tests, but image accuracy and movement quality vary quite a bit. The standard creative test was excellent though, so I thought I'd extend it to see if the AI stuck with it, and it did a great job. Alright, so we've done fantasy, we've done realism, let's end with some cartoons. This one is a lengthy prompt, but it's basically a sea creature jumping out of the water, hovering, and then going back in. Kling did really well with this one in a realism test off camera, so let's see if it can turn it into a quality cartoon. Kling doesn't seem to grasp 3D cartoon animation yet, and is producing it as bad computer graphics. I've consistently had this result when asking it to do 3D animations with text prompts, so unless this is the aesthetic you're looking for, I'd avoid trying to generate cartoon animations from text with Kling. Overall, Kling does a pretty amazing job generating video from text, especially with detailed prompts. The quality of video in professional mode is excellent, and clearly better than in standard mode, especially when prompting about make-believe topics. When prompting about realistic topics, though, the differences are a little more nuanced. My guess is that the woman taking a selfie was just too complicated for standard mode, especially with the descriptive background the prompt called for. On the other hand, it appears that the train was too simple for professional mode, as if the AI was overthinking the prompt. Ready for the cheat code? Let's move on to image to video. With image to video, there's a lot less trial and error since you are giving the AI a starting point. This is a great way to generate short clips with style and consistency to images you've already generated. You can generate images in Kling with their image generator and import them directly into the video tool, or you can upload your own image. For these tests, I'm using images from Leonardo AI randomly generated prompts. Our options for video generation are the same as before, except that using a prompt is optional, so we'll test prompting as well. Let's explore with this beautiful mermaid. The first test is a standard mode control with no prompt. It's a beautiful video, but I was hoping to see her swimming. Then we have standard mode, maximum creativity, and maximum relevance, still with no prompt. Let's try them now with a simple prompt. The mermaid swims through the ocean. Not much difference, so let's see if professional mode, control, with a prompt does much better. I'm not impressed. Adding end frames can really help. By adding an end frame, you're effectively giving the AI guidance about the movement you want. You have to be careful with your frames, though, or else the AI will get pretty wild with the transition. To get the best results, focus on keeping key elements consistent between frames. This includes things like the background, lighting, color, subject, style, and perspective. The better aligned these are, the smoother the transition will be. Also, it's helpful to use your starting image as a reference image when generating your end frame image, or at a minimum taking your 2 keyframe images from the same batch of AI generations, which is what I've done here. The end frame coloration doesn't match, but I liked the pose and thought that might provide the AI with insight into what I want to see in the video. And it turned out great. It looks very natural and like she is swimming through the sea. Then I added professional mode in to see how it compares. Wow, the little details like the eyes blinking are stunning. Extending video doesn't work well with keyframes. In theory, I should be able to switch the keyframes out, hit extend, and keep the video moving along. However, the app doesn't actually change the keyframes out on the back end, even once I've changed them manually, so I think the AI becomes a bit confused with what we're asking it to do. Here are the videos I got when I tried. I tried changing the reference frames to guide the extension, but it didn't change them as expected and just went off of what it already had. So our result is that she stops moving and the camera continues to pan instead of continuing with the swimming motion. Until the bug is worked out, it's easy enough to just generate a new 5-second video with your desired start and end frames, then chain them together in your production software of choice. Here are a couple more trials, with various settings and combinations, all in standard mode. So, what's the best way to get the best results? Of course, there's not one answer. It really depends on your project. I can say with confidence that professional mode produces superior videos as it should. With Kling's generous pricing plans, professional mode is also within many people's budgets. If it's not, standard mode can consistently produce fine results as well. However, if you combine a high-quality image generator with a generous free plan, like Leonardo AI, with Kling's 6 free videos a day, you have more than enough to produce some amazing things. Want some tips on using Leonardo AI to produce those amazing images? Check out this playlist! Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more awesome AI tips, tricks, and tutorials. I've got plenty more coming your way.